In terms of the fourth quarter, they had all but one of their buckets was inside the paint. Was that them just being able to get into the paint and get whatever they want because of that point of attack defense like you were talking about?
Yeah, they had that and 9 free.
The WNBA is once again at the center of controversy after Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White publicly criticized the league officiating in the aftermath of a crushing 89-87 loss to the Los Angeles Sparks. This wasn't just another tough defeat, it was a boiling point. White's frustration echoed the sentiment of many fans and players who feel the Fever have been on the wrong end of too many inconsistent and questionable calls this season. The game, filled with missed whistles and baffling decisions, underscored a growing concern about the quality and fairness of officiating in the league. For a young team trying to build momentum, such moments don't just sting, they derail progress. White's candid post-game comments weren't just emotional, they were a call for accountability and change.
What in the world did I just sit through? What did I just witness? I'm pretty sure I just had years shaved off the back end of my life. What a tough, ugly watch this game was, and on top of it, they lost. They lost.
Saturday night's clash at Gainbridge Fieldhouse added yet another heated chapter to the WNBA's growing officiating crisis. In a game that was supposed to showcase rising talent and competitive spirit, the spotlight instead shifted to the referees, whose inconsistent calls once again left the Indiana Fever on the losing end. Crucial moments were marred by blown whistles or complete silence, fueling outrage among fans and pushing head coach Stephanie White to the brink. For the Fever, this wasn't just a narrow 89-87 loss, it was another instance where the integrity of the game felt compromised. As frustrations boil over, questions about fairness and accountability within the league continue to mount, casting a shadow over what should be a celebration of elite women's basketball.
The LA Sparks just got the spark versus the Fever for some reason, man. But the Sparks always have matched up well with the Fever since last season, man. Tough ending for the Fever girls. Just some missed free throws, some questionable shots. Could have got it, man. Close game. I ain't even mad. The intensity is there, man. This team, if they can keep up this intensity, is going to be real nice when Caitlin Clark gets...
What should have been a statement victory for the Indiana Fever turned into a painful reminder of the team's ongoing struggles with late-game execution and the ever-present cloud of officiating inconsistencies. Holding a narrow 87-83 lead with just 1:43 left on the clock, the Fever appeared poised to lock in their first three-game winning streak of the season. Instead, the momentum slipped through their fingers. The Los Angeles Sparks capitalized, closing the game on a crushing 6-0 run while the Fever went cold, missing their final 5 shots in the clutch. What followed was not just another heartbreaking loss, but a gut-wrenching collapse that underscored the team's inability to finish strong and once again raised questions about the officiating decisions that seemed to tilt the game's balance.
Well, this doesn't feel good, does it? After riding high after the last few games, beating the Wings, beating the Lynx, beating the Aces, looking pretty good doing it, we go up against the Los Angeles Sparks. Nice. Los Angeles Sparks. Last time we saw you guys, we were beating you down for a majority of the game, and then Kelsey Plum goes off in the fourth quarter. Sparks take the lead and win. Damn.
The loss was especially crushing because it encapsulated everything that has gone wrong in the Indiana Fever's 2025 campaign. Caitlin Clark, the franchise cornerstone and the league's most electrifying star, missed her 5th straight game due to a lingering groin injury, leaving the team once again without its leader. Remarkably, the Fever had managed to rally in her absence, stringing together 3 gritty wins, including a headline-making Commissioner's Cup championship victory over the Minnesota Lynx, but against the Sparks, all that momentum unraveled. In the game's closing moments, what had been a promising stretch of resilience and growth dissolved into frustration and doubt, as late-game execution failed and the ghosts of inconsistency returned, reminding everyone just how thin the margin for error remains without their superstar on the floor.
For all the stupid haters saying, oh, they can win more without
without Caitlin Clark. Tonight proved that they need Caitlin Clark. What a goofy play. That last play was horrible. They had multiple chances to win this game, but they lose to bad teams. That's not good. You got to beat the teams that you're supposed to beat. LA Sparks is not a good basketball team.
Aaliyah Boston delivered a dominant performance, leading the Fever with 23 points and 12 rebounds, while Natasha Howard added a strong 21 points and 9 boards of her own. Kelsey Mitchell chipped in 19 points, hitting a major milestone by reaching 600 career three-pointers and surpassing assistant coach Brienne January for the second most games played in franchise history. Yet despite these impressive individual efforts, the Fever's recurring inability to close out tight games once again came back to haunt them. The talent is undeniable, but until Indiana finds a way to execute under pressure and maintain composure, in the final minutes, these standout performances will continue to be overshadowed by frustrating, avoidable losses.
But Kelsey Mitchell's got it going, and she's been brilliant recently, and Aaliyah Boston continues to have an awesome season. And I love the physicality that Aaliyah Boston is showing, but they weren't able to get it done down the stretch again.
If you're enjoying the coverage, please consider subscribing. Saturday's game was tainted by the kind of officiating controversies that have become painfully routine for Fever fans this season. The most glaring example came in the fourth quarter, when Kelsey Plum's aggressive play against Lexi Hull highlighted the double standards that have left head coach Stephanie White visibly exasperated all year. With the game hanging in the balance, Plum made significant contact with Hull during a defensive possession, sending Hull crashing to the floor. What followed was a display of unsportsmanlike behavior borderline Bush League that, in any other professional league with consistent officiating, would have resulted in immediate ejection or at least a flagrant foul. Instead, the incident went largely unpunished, leaving the Fever bench stunned and fans questioning how much longer these officiating lapses will be allowed to shape the outcome of games.
Right? So this play right here is when they were trying to trap Kelsey Plum. And Kelsey Plum ended up kind of bowling Lexi over and then stepping over, like really kneeing her body, knocking her back, and then walking.
Plum, clearly irritated by what she believed was a flop, took it a step too far literally by stepping over Lexi Hull as she attempted to get up, effectively trampling her in a blatant display of disrespect and aggression, rather than de-escalating the situation or enforcing the rules. The officials, in a move that epitomized their inconsistent and often baffling approach to Fever games this season, inexplicably called a jump ball and let play resume. The moment was so blatantly inappropriate that even neutral fans and casual viewers expected at least a technical foul, if not an ejection. To make matters worse, Plum was later seen on camera shouting at the officials yet again with zero repercussions. The lack of accountability was glaring, especially when compared to the swift and often harsh penalties levied against Fever players for far less egregious actions throughout the year. The message was clear: there's a double standard at play, and the Fever continued